ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to your Friday edition of 50% Facts. One good question. We take one good question from you, our beautiful community, from Discord. So head over to 50percentfacts.com to join the Discord. We have a link on the left of the Discord once you're in there. You ask your question. We answer your question. If you are chosen, you win a prize from us.
If you're the chosen one.
Anakin, tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm actually excited. I wasn't that excited for Mandalorian. I liked it.
It's just fine.
Yeah, but I wasn't like hyped on it. But like this, the original cast.
So the question is how they do this without like changing shit.
Yeah, well, Homeboy looks really old. Anakin, I saw a picture of him.
Yeah.
And obviously he is old. Because when did that come out? He was a teenager, but he was probably like 25 in 2001.
Yeah, but Ewan McGregor looks older, and he doesn't look like Alec Guinness old.
No, but
he doesn't look Ben Kenobi old.
No, then I think that works because he already had a beard as middle-aged Obi-Wan.
All it says to me is the next 10 years are going to be fucking difficult
for Obi.
Yeah, considering how what he looks like now. And
really, I think he looks all right.
Yeah, but in 10 years he's going to look like fucking Alec Guinness in his 80s.
But how old do you think he is actually? He might be 40 or 50.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think he looks pretty good. I think he'd be all right.
No, I mean, he just doesn't look bad enough is what I'm saying.
Yeah, and obviously this is, I think, takes place, shout out to all our nerds out there listening, I think it takes place right after Episode 3.
It's 10 years after Episode 3.
Oh, really? So we don't really know what's happening, though?
No.
We don't know if it's Desert Obi-Wan or, because all he says is that he's going to look after them from afar.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
He's 51.
Yeah, I think he looks pretty good for 51.
Oh, yeah, he does look good.
And
for
so
51.
they dye his shit, and he could look like 30-year-old Obi.
Yeah,
just because he had long hair and a beard. You know what I mean?
I'm older than that, and I don't dye my shit. But that's
no. But I mean, as the character, I don't know about real life. But as the character, he could do that, and the beard can hide any aging for him.
Okay,
you know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay.
Like a 30-year-old with a beard, if no color changes to your hair, and a 50-year-old with a beard aren't that different.
No, I'll buy that until the roots start to come in.
Right, but they just keep dyeing his ass and CGI. I mean, they're going to have to CGI something, right?
Yeah. I will say that we are both remarkably calm considering that our gym almost just burned down.
Yeah. I don't know why events like that never really fluster me. Really? Well, because like there's literally so out of my hands.
And we were awfully close to a firehouse. That's
that too. So there's a lot of bushes that line the gym, 3rd Street Barbell, and the freeway, as most freeways do. But we're literally on the freeway. Besides those bushes in a metal fence, a little chain link fence. And the fire was more so our cars.
Yeah, our cars. Again, there's ash all over my car.
Yeah, mine too. And like that, but even that, I did a little jog to see what was happening here, but I didn't sprint. Like, because what am I? One, we called 911 on the way in, Joe did. And then two, like if the firemen aren't here, I've fought a fire before and it was very dumb. There's a huge, probably, I don't know, man, 2009? I'm playing basketball in our backyard and we had a really long driveway with no garage. And so it was on the side of the house. And we had a pretty big backyard. Mm-hmm. So I'm back there playing and it's on the back end of our property. And the whole back fence of my family's home, like my childhood home, it was actually kind of troublesome. I don't even know why they didn't move sooner. Shared the fence with an apartment complex, and not the nicest of type. So there's a lot of issues. Like people, sometimes, I don't know if they're kids or just weirdos throwing rocks. And we had fucking dogs. We had a pool, so I think they were throwing rocks to hear the pool splash. But we had a fucking dog back there. Like 2 dogs. Like you're gonna kill my dog. Like why are we throwing stones over an 8-foot fence that you can't see? It was a really tall fence. Just like shit like that happened all the time. So I'm back there shooting around, and then there's an explosion on the right corner fence. Literal explosion. And I'm fucking hauling ass in. My dad's watching. I think my dad's with one of my good friends, actually, watching TV on the couch. I say, there's a fucking fire. And then me and my dad run back out, and we grab each hose, because like the house kind of was shaped in an L, and we had spigots everywhere, and my mom's a big gardener, so there's hoses everywhere to plant her shit everywhere. And we each grab one, and we're sitting there with this larger than the fire that just happened. And we're just sitting there like, what are we fucking doing? It's like pissing into a fucking volcano.
Into the wind.
Yeah, into like a volcano. Like we're gonna put the volcano fire out with my little piss shard. And we're sitting there, and then another explosion happens, and that's when we both started to back up, and we're like, all right, it burnt down like 20 apartments.
Good God.
Yeah, it ended up huge. But we did. I don't know.
But you got rid of them nasty neighbors.
No.
Oh.
Yeah, it got worse. Like, because it was a slumlord type guy, so we patched up with Band-Aids and rented it back out. I think he was even on the news for being a slumlord. Swear. That might be a distant memory, but I swear. And I don't know if we saved it, but no fire touched our side besides the fence.
Oh, yeah. Well, you wet down your area.
Yeah, we started to fucking go nuts.
Yeah, so this is the second fire we've had on the edge of the parking lot. Third?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right, third. That's right.
One was that way, one was that way, and then one was there. That was the closest, though, for sure.
Well, the one that it was here on a Saturday when I was here by myself, I'm seeing smoke, and I walk out there. I thought, okay, well, this is actually a pretty small fire. Let me just fill up a 5-gallon bucket.
You got to try.
And give it a shot. And by the time I'm back over there, my 5-gallon bucket it's just a piss in the wind, too. It's just nothing.
This one was bigger visually. I think I saw the one Kyle dealt with. I didn't see the one you dealt with.
Yeah, it got bigger pretty quickly.
Yeah. I mean, it's dry as shit here. It was 100 degrees for the last 10 days.
Yeah, it's not 100 degrees today.
Yeah,
we were down,
windy.
Just so that everyone understands, and especially people who on video, we were just down at World's Strongest Man, checking things out.
Literally less than a mile away.
Yeah, yeah. And so we're walking back, and we see smoke rising from the area of the gym.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, that's a little concerning.
Yeah.
And then we got closer to it, and it's like, oh, it looks like he's coming from the gym. And then we got close enough to see that it was the parking lot.
It is weird, though, because like maybe we are desensitized, and people out there, if you live somewhere else, you would smell smoke and automatically think, oh my God, my gym's on fire. But there's been we're in a valley. Sacramento is called the Central Valley of California, but we're very much in a valley. And there's been so many fires over the last 5-10 years.
We're starting to be desensitized to it a little bit.
Well, some are 100 miles away or 50 miles
and
away.
They smell like they're next door.
It smells like it's next door, and it looks like. Remember the summer we built the gym.
So 2020.
Yeah, I don't know if the fire necessarily was the worst, but it was probably the closest. And I think because of the jet stream and the wind and all that,
it was bad.
It was yellow outside.
Yeah.
It was like you walked into a fireplace.
It was like Blade Runner 2049 in Vegas.
Yeah, they put the Sapia fucking filter on your life.
Yeah.
And so like all that combined, that you know what I mean? Like this could have been 100 miles away for all we know.
Right.
But if you're in any other state, not any other state, but if you're in somewhere wetter, you're not used to smoke smell. And if you do smell it, you probably think it's close.
Yeah.
But I think I am desensitized. I honestly thought, because we turned the corner smelling it, I was like, oh, maybe it's on the other side of the river, for all I know. But yeah, the firemen were there. All good. We moved our cars. A little bit of ash. A little smoky in the gym.
So if you're watching, I wore a big silly Tilly hat to World
Sunny day outside
because it's pretty sunny, and then I took it off and I saw that my hair was not cooperative anymore for the camera, so I'm wearing the hat. So anyway, we got a question.
Here, we're gonna dive in to see what we got. There's a couple decent ones, but this one I think is like on topic but off topic. Shout out to EvilFern. They ask, does it get tiring answering the same fitness questions for years on end?
Jeez, if I'd only never been asked that question before.
What I think is interesting is when I'm coaching someone.
Yeah.
Which even today, like I was talking to our lifter, Avilia, and she was asking a bunch of questions. She's about to prepare for USAPL Nationals. And then we had another member who had never deadlifted before, so I taught him how to trap bar deadlift this morning. Any question they ask me, dumb, stupid, repetitive, doesn't bug me one bit. I don't even blink. Mm-hmm. You know, like, oh, well, what do I do with my hands? Oh, let me show you what you do with your hands. What frustrates me, or what makes me grumpy boy, is not people asking the same questions. It's that the content, the meat and potatoes of fitness and lifting, although science slowly evolves, even in our generation of creating content, there's new info here and there, that I have to I have nothing else to teach but that. And it's not because of my lack of knowledge. It's because of lack of advancement in this particular category.
Yeah, we only know so much. Not we, but like generally.
Well, and as
humans, we only know so much.
And there's nothing else
applicable.
And there's nothing else we need to know.
Yeah.
Right? Like science will find some semantics here and there and really tweak some little things, but it's not like all of a sudden science is going to show, or some study's going to show, that if you do 3 reps as opposed to 2 reps, all of a sudden your deadlift's going to be sick.
Yeah.
That shit doesn't matter. And so that's frustrating to me as a content creator, and not as much on the podcast necessarily, because we've wrap our ways around finding different topics, but as a YouTube creator and as a what I think a legitimate coach on Instagram, that I can't make up an exercise. I can't make up a theory. I'm not going to name a diet. I'm not going to show you some cool new 360 on my head deadlift that's going to help, or where that's what people do. And that's why the industry sucks on the internet, because they want clicks. And if they do a regular deadlift and tell you to do that twice a week and do it every week and post it every week, like myself, your Instagram won't grow any further.
Yeah.
You peak. You start to peak, because I'm not doing that interesting shit where another guy has, a knife balancing on his chin and he's deadlifting a kettlebell while he's doing a pistol squat and telling you that's athleticism.
Yeah.
I'll smash that dude in any athletic endeavor you like. And I'm not going to just do that. So that gets highly frustrating. And that's why this question, why I chose it, is because it's very relevant to creating content. But it's not relevant to me in terms of coaching. I don't mind at all.
I think that questions, not so much. Comments, very much so.
Sure.
That annoys me. You're getting the same comment for more than a decade.
Yeah.
Like sumo's cheating.
Yeah, if it's dumb stuff, for sure.
All that, yeah. Oh, the one that actually really gets me, though, is videos of mine where people are lifting with kilo plates. And they say, "Oh, that's not 600 pounds."
Yeah. That happens to so many poor
Oh,
weightlifters.
good Lord!
Yeah,
like.
Well, and even if it isn't, right? Like,
yeah.
Fuck you. Who cares, right? Like,
right.
But if you did the math wrong or whatever, but yeah, it's just an ignorant statement.
Well, that something could be happening in competition, and that it would be hundreds of pounds off.
Yeah.
No, that does not happen.
But that's like what we were talking about. Even looking at World's Strongest Man is like how many people actually know, because the title World's Strongest Man is a title, and it is also a sport.
It's a title and a sport, but it's not
and one event.
Yeah, right. And it's not like they round up all the people in the world.
No,
to make sure they're getting the World's Strongest Man.
But if you're not in the barbell game,
yeah.
If you're not in the strength game, you may think one or none of those. Right? You may just think, oh, I don't know by what metric, but that's the World's Strongest Man.
Yeah.
I don't know how they figured that out.
Yeah.
Could have been a DNA test. Could have been 23andMe. And then that's the strongest man in the world.
Right.
So what we were talking about was like how many people there are watching that. And it is obviously much more audience and viewer friendly than most strength sports. Like even the event we watched today was sick. It was basically like the wild card final chance, last chance to get into the finals. And they have the top two in each group, or the middle two in every group, go head-to-head with these stones. And they literally go head-to-head, which I think is probably the best thing I've seen in strength sports, right?
Probably so.
It's like a race, but it's a strength race, but it's a competition, and I see you getting tired, and I'm going to do that. Like, it's great. And they throw 4 different stones back and forth until they're in the heaviest one, and then it's last man standing, last one that can't put it over the bar. To the world, they don't know that that's a normal event. They just think it's strong guys throwing things. And so when someone sees deadlift, they might not know it's in competition. They might just think you're wearing a singlet, and they don't know competitions are standardized because all they know is crunch fitness.
Yeah. Sometimes though the like title of the meets and the title of the video.
Yeah, but my point is, if you don't know if powerlifting is a sport,
I guess that's maybe,
so like that stuff doesn't bug me
true.
as much, or like. Maybe for me, it's always multi-layered. Like someone asking what belt I have, I don't get annoyed because I understand that maybe you want to know where my belt is.
Yeah.
But I do get annoyed because I think that person might think the belt is the secret that they're missing.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, what
or there's
shoes?
something special about your belt.
Yeah, what shoes you're wearing, or like what shoes you use to squat with, or what are those knee sleeves? Like if you're just looking for a good suggestion on knee sleeves, I don't mind at all. I answer that 1,000 times. That's what my Instagram platform's for, to help share my experience. And I have an experience with knee sleeves and shoes. But if you think that my shoes are going to help your squat and you're a shit squatter, now that kind of starts to piss me off. But that's just internet society, right? Everyone thinks the magic pill, what supplement, what pre-workout, what... Right, like if I had a nickel for every time someone asked what pre-workout I take.
And people don't... I think they're not very discriminating about asking the question about why a particular person is using a particular piece of equipment from a particular manufacturer.
Yeah.
Because some people are doing it because they're sponsored by that person or that company, and they're just doing it, as opposed to something where it's not a personal choice, and it is a personal choice, and there's no sponsorship, and they just
Or either way, like like how genuine is it, and that's a whole nother topic for a whole nother day, right? Like how many people are supposedly like strength athletes or real athletes or even like holistic athletes, like there's category in each CrossFit, powerlifting, strongman that you can just tell by their content or their YouTube or whatever. They're like, oh, that guy like chooses to eat whole foods, not because he believes that's the only way to lose weight, but like me, I'd like to think that like I understand flexible dieting, love ice cream, I eat all that stuff, but I try to eat vegetables because I think it's healthy for me, and I don't mind them. But you know, but that same person will do all that and then sign with the most sketchiest neon green pre-workout.
Yeah, and
right.
Something like a belt, they're just commodities for the most part. I mean, your experience with the belt, it sort of falls down to two things. One of them is durability, and the other one is customer service in terms of like your original order, how long does it take to get, and if you have an issue like a buckle breaks on a lever belt or something like that, and the rest of it, they're all kind of the same. Yeah,
and then brand loyalty, which I do think is cool, like branding, and you know, we were just hanging out with the guys from SBD, and shout out to Pete, he's been super cool. They did a photo shoot here, and they make good shit. We've both used it. He was super nice, and then their branding's just like clean. Yeah, you know what I mean. So it's like I don't really have brand loyalty anywhere, and I don't care. But like I have no issues saying that they make really good shit. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like because they make really good shit. And so I think there is something cool about brand loyalty and storytelling, and I wore Nikes because I was a Jordan fan, you know? Like I think that all is cool. If you're aware that I'm buying it because Omar Isuf is my favorite lifter and I like the shoes he wears. You know what I mean? Rather than being duped that Omar Isuf squats 1,000 pounds and it's because of those shoes, I'm going to buy those shoes. Right. Yeah. That it's just a different mentality. And some of it's, being ignorant. Some of it's just being lost and having no clue that marketing is a thing. And that's all fine, right? There's no harm or foul there, but that's when it does get annoying, the questions. But pure fitness questions, I mean, the podcast, we've talked about many different things a million different times in different ways. We're humans, and I'd like to think we evolve, so our thoughts change and evolve over time. And
audience turns over time too. Like you're only a newbie lifter like one time.
That's
at the beginning.
That's what I'm actually bad at content, is I should make an how to bench press video every 3 months, and I don't,
because there's always somebody new coming on,
and there's going to be someone new clicking it. Where shout out to, I don't even know this guy, James Smith. He's a really good content creator. I think he's out of Australia. I don't know. I get fucked up with accents. I'm just
he was on Lane's spot. He was on. He was on a Lane's episode that I edited. Yeah,
he's fucking good. So then I'm watching it, and you know, most of his content's very vague, kind of Sayedi, not that.
Yeah, he reminds me a lot of Sayedi.
No, very good and entertaining, and they break it down really good and good analogies in that. But generally, it's for general pop, right? Like they talk about what's a calorie, and like how are we digging into the calories and why do they matter, and you know, some very big topics for, you know, lack of a better term, beginner, intermediate, diving into the fitness thing. But I saw him do one today that is like beginner powerlifter stuff, kind of. And I thought that was interesting because I don't think that's his background or anything.
No,
but he was talking
he's more of a physique athlete.
Yeah, or even just Gen. I don't even know.
Pop.
Yeah,
I think he's competed.
Yeah, maybe in anything.
I'm stretching my memory here.
Yeah, I don't know. I've only watched him on like TikTok, but he was talking about like common things you see in a gym or something, and he was talking about why people switch their hands when they deadlift. He's like, because the bar rolls, and I was like, yeah, like. Maybe I'm the idiot content creator because I've never done a video on that. Yeah. I'll do a video when someone talks about the best grip to deadlift, or I'm having trouble gripping a heavy deadlift. Then I'll talk about the different ways, a hook grip of that, a double over, how, switch, why, when, where I hold it in my fingers. And maybe I'm too micro in how I coach. But that's probably because James Smith, I don't know. I don't want to speak for the guy, but it seems like he's popped the fuck off in a year and a half.
No, he has.
Yeah, on TikTok and Instagram, where I've never popped off, but one day I will. But I've done it consistently for...
Actually, it's sort of him for, I think, maybe the last 2 or 3 years, really experienced a huge growth.
Yeah, and now he's like at 1 million, I think, on Instagram. He's going crazy. But, you know, I've done it for 10 years, so I overlook some of those questions. So in some senses, like on TikTok in particular, there's a bunch of new questions. Like someone just asked me yesterday, is 531 a good program? And I'm like, back in 2014, I got that question every day. Yeah. I was like, I haven't heard that in a while. That's a good question. I don't mind making a TikTok on it and explaining my thoughts or why it's good or why it's bad or when to use it. Hopefully that answers the question. I don't know. None of it bugs me. Beginners don't bug me. Yeah, I guess when I feel like it's conniving, or maybe not malicious, but when I feel like there's a weird intent to the question, that pisses me off.
That's different.
But if you're just trying to learn, you can fucking ask me anything. I would love to help.
Yeah, we're actually thinking about, because the first, year of this show, we did episodes that were more about basic things.
Yeah, a deeper dive into some basic things.
Yeah.
Like what is protein?
Yeah. We're thinking about the possibility of bringing those back as a third episode of the week for people who need that content more than the content that we're providing that is really generally more intermediate and beyond. We sort of touch back. Yeah, we will touch base with the new lifter occasionally, but that's not where we're living.
And that's probably something I should do too. I haven't done a how to squat tutorial on my own channel in a year, but I don't know. Some of it's just not that exciting. It doesn't change.
No.
So my opinions do change on some things,
Mm-hmm.
like what cardio is best for a strength athlete. My opinion has changed over the last 10 years, but like how I would coach a squat to a very beginner hasn't changed. So it makes me, you know what I mean? Because that is so foundational, where the cardio for a strength athlete isn't very foundational, right? It's very specific. So some of it's definitely on us. Some of it's on some ignorant assholes out there, but
yeah. All right, well,
ladies and gentlemen, brand new episode every Wednesday and Friday. Be sure to subscribe. Share this thing out with your friends. If you share it on Instagram, Twitter, anywhere, Facebook, tag us. Love to hear from you. Join the Discord, 50percentfacts.com, and also 3sb.co for all your apparel goods. New shit dropping all the time. So pay attention there, and I'm selling Mike wherever you want to find me.
Yeah, pay special attention early next week. That's all I got to say. Join the Discord. Pay special attention. I'm at the Jim McD on all the social media. The show is 50% facts, where percent is a word and 50 is just numbers. And the smoke has kind of killed my voice a little bit. 50% facts is a Spreaker Prime podcast in association with iHeartMedia on the Obscure Celebrity Network, OCN. And we'll talk to you Wednesday.